Wide receiver tiers week 7 is here. SleezBall, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you scroll down below, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. I'm trying to bring you the best fantasy football content to help you win your matchups weekly. Now, let me break down this board here as we dive into it. So at the top, you see my Ballerz tier. That is my top 5 with the star next to number 1. Obviously, the top scorer, I think, of the week. Then tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Sleepers tier is kind of a tier 4, but what I call it sleepers tier. Just put it down there. Same thing. Below my camera, you will see the bye weeks of receivers you should have out of your lineup. So 6 teams are on a bye. You're going to have Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, D-Hop, the Texans, Titans, D-Hop, and I don't really want to put Treylon Burks or anything on there. Tank Dell and Nico Collins. So all of these guys should be out of your lineups heading into the week. Panthers, I don't put DJ Shark or, I guess you could put Thielen. Thielen definitely should be on there, but I don't have a picture of Thielen on there right now. Thielen's balling out of his mind. So that's a big bye week guy, actually. And then injury side down below that, you're going to see just Deebo Samuel on here. And then, of course, Jettas, who's still on IR, which is killer. Deebo Samuel's update is day-to-day. Looks like he may play Monday, just like CMC. So I'm going to leave that. I'll throw him on the rank board, but we'll get to that in a second. So heading in, number 1, plain and simple, the number 1 player in fantasy football, the Cheetah. He's unbelievable. He's unstoppable. There's nothing you can do. You start him every week. He's number 1 last week with 22 points. He's probably going to be number 1 this week against Philly again. I mean, it's unguardable. That's plain and simple. He's going to hit the 2,000-yard mark if he stays healthy. Easy, no question about it. Number 2, Matt Stafford's BFF is back. 18 points in his first return from IR. 26 points last week. Should have had another bomb TD. Could have had like a 35-point game. It would have been ridiculous. Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua, I told you to sell high. I hope you sold high when his value was to the roof, even though Puka still saw like 7 targets to Kupp's 9. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the Cooper Kupp show all the way from here on out. Number 3 on the week. This guy is on an absolute tear right now. A.J. Brown. It's just been unstoppable. I mean, his past 4 games is only like 2 touchdowns, but his yardage, targets, receptions, it's all like right behind Tyreek. It's through the roof. He's going to get, like I said, they're going to get the Dolphins this game. This is going to be an absolute shootout game. Tyreek, Jalen, I hope AJ, Devontae all go off. Waddle, everybody. It's going to be a game where you want everybody, like I said in my running back video as well. AJ Brown should have an absolute monster week. Number 4, man, Keenan Allen is going to end up. I said a couple weeks ago that if Keenan Allen stays healthy, he might end up as a top 3 wide receiver. And with the injuries that are happening, if he stays healthy, and all the injuries that happen to be crazy to start with, but he's out of control. He's balling through the roof every single week. It doesn't matter. His 10-plus targets a game. Last week had 14 points. I mean, it's unstoppable. His route running at his age, you'd think that 31 and he was old. No, he knows how to find the open space every single time he hits a turn, every time he hits a cut, every time he bump and runs a receiver. It's unbelievable. Keenan Allen is must start every single week. Doesn't matter, matchup proof, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Number 5, you got a little bit of the taste of the sun god last week. He finally had his big game. I called it last week that you're going to get the Amon-Ra blow-up game. He got 18.4. I think he got more than that. Let me see actually what he got here. I think he had, I don't want to give you the wrong information here. He had 25.4, which is ridiculous. That's with my bonus point in my league, though. So 24.4 pretty much. Through the absolute roof. He had 12 receptions, 15 targets, 124 yards, a teeter. Now you're going to give him the Baltimore secondary that's beat up and could be a high-scoring game. Amon-Ra is definitely on my Ballerz list, top 5 this week. And I hope that the production keeps coming because I think that injury, nagged him a little bit, but now he looks fully healthy and he's ready to rock. Number 6, Stephon Diggs and Allen are still Stephon Diggs and Allen. I mean, they get the Patriots. They're missing Christian Gonzalez. They signed J.C. Jackson. They're so decimated. The Patriots are just just a bad football team all in general. Belichick should have just retired a long time ago. Should have retired when Brady left, in my opinion. But they're going to get New England. Stephon Diggs is still going to be Stephon Diggs. He's 10-plus player every week. He's always due for that big game, blow-up game. You know, could get the 20 bomb. You never know with Stephon how it's going to go. So, I mean, this guy's 20, 10, 16, 36, 22, 16. I mean, his average is 20 points a game. You're on a must-start Stephon Diggs all the time, every single week. At number 7, he's had 2 rough goes. It's making me a little nervous, but they won both games. That's the trippy part. So Davante Adams has had 3 and 5, I believe. Let me get this. Pull this up. I'll write it too. Davante Adams. So he had 3 last week and 6.5 the week before. These are not Davante Adams numbers at all. He is going to bounce back. There's no way that he's not going to. I mean, if he has under like 7 points again, I'm going to freak out. But they play the Bears. This is the worst defense in the league. Josh Jacobs should eat. Davante Adams should eat. Jacoby Myers should eat. I don't care who's playing quarterback, if it's Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer or Jimmy G. They should all be able to eat on this defense. I have Davante Adams at number 7 this week. At number 8, sticking with the same game as the Dolphins-Eagles, I want them all. So let's just go like this now. Let's just throw him up here now. I want Devonta Smith in the top 10 also. I think this game is going to be super high scoring. I think that every single player is going to have a massive game, or not all of them with a massive game, but over their projections is better to say, I guess. Both these are going to be high flying. The Philly secondary is shot. They're 6 words versus the pass. Jalen Waddle and Hill are both going to eat. You know, I thought the problem for Waddle is Hill's so damn good. It takes away all his, like, Waddle is right here, echelon superstar. And Tyreek's just above everyone by a mile. I mean, it sucks for Waddle, but he's still going to see production. It's just Tyreek's so good. Same thing kind of here for Devonta. He was kind of the guy early, and then A.J. Brown got mad at him, started yelling at her to the sideline, and then boom, A.J. Brown got every single target. He's a bigger body. He's more athletic, definitely faster. I mean, that's what's happening to Devonta Smith. But this is that game where all 4 of these guys pop. So I'm going all 4 of them in the top 10 this week. At number 10, this is pending the Debo injury. I would move Ayuk down maybe a couple spots if I knew for sure that Debo was locked in. It does say day-to-day for him and CMC, but it sucks that their game is on Monday. Like, you're not going to know, especially if you're in like a big-time matchup this week or something. Like, you're 2-4, you need the win or something like that. But I like Ayuk so much this week. He dropped a wide open, or he didn't drop it. Purdy missed him on a 60-yard wide-open touchdown last week. He dropped another one that was behind him. Still a tough catch. Cleveland's defense was very good, though. I mean, they're a top 3 defense at this point. But Ayuk is a smash play. I mean, he's Purdy's guy every time. I like Ayuk a ton this week. At number 11, tier 2, breaking it down here, Olave. So, Carr just threw for 300-plus yards again, and the Saints only scored 13 points again. Like, I just don't understand. Olave had 13 points. He hasn't had anything crazy this year at all. Like, nothing where it's a big game for Olave to blow up and you get excited about the draft pick that you took him for. You know, he doesn't even have a 20-point game, and he was drafted as a wide receiver 1, literally, like, into the second round. 17, 12, 15, 8, 13.9. He saw 10 receptions, though, last week. That's about his average, besides week 4 and week 5. He gets Jacksonville. Jacksonville's bottom 10 versus the pass on a short week with Trevor Lawrence and his little injury. He is practicing limited fashion right now is what the update is. You got to love Olave this week. This should be a smash Olave game. Just depends on Carr, man. He's so inconsistent right now. That's why I'm dropping Olave down. At number 12, the rookie that is on top of all rookies, Zay Flowers, looks so sick when he gets the ball on the open field. It's crazy. For the first time, he scored his NFL touchdown last week. That was one of my bold predictions that I hit. Bold predictions are super hard. I love Zay Flowers versus Detroit. They are terrible at covering the slot. They will have Branch. They will have, I think, Gardner may even be back for this game too. Their secondary will be a lot more healthy. I don't think it's going to matter. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Screens, reverses, short passes. Get this guy in open space. Zay Flowers is an absolute stud as a rookie, and I don't think anyone in this class is even close right now. Heading down to number 12, man, it's getting tough out here for DK. I don't know what's going on. DK Metcalf with another 8-point game. Like, he's having like a Joe Mixon season right now, right? You drafted him at, beginning of the third, middle of the third, right where Joe Mixon was. And all they're doing is doing 8, 10, 6, 8, 10, 11. Nothing big. They're playing the Cardinals at home. Like, this should be an absolute smash DK game. Both the Cardinals corners are ranked PFF the worst in the league. I mean, if this isn't a DK smash game, I'm going to really start to get worried about DK Metcalf here. Like, maybe Seattle's going full run game here, trying to run Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet and change their identity to a run team. I don't know why they would have drafted Jackson and Jigba to do that. He's done nothing. I mean, it's very weird for me with all the weapons around Seattle that they're not using right now. It's a little strange, but I still like DK at number 13 this week. At number 14, popped off versus the Niners. Amari Cooper with the dope catch on the sideline. I don't know if you guys saw this. Went up, got tackled in the air, fell in the air, dropped down, put the feet down. Monster catch. I've always loved Amari Cooper. I really hope that he gets Deshaun Watson back this week because, I mean, PJ Walker played okay. I mean, he beat the Niners, so you really can't complain about that. So, I mean, he's seen an 8-target average on the year. His second 100-yard game against one of the toughest defenses. Now they get Indy, which is middle of the pack past D. They just had a major injury in the secondary. This should be a smash Cooper game. Like, if Deshaun Watson is back in this game, even if Deshaun Watson's not, you're still playing Cooper. But if Watson's back, then I think it's a really smash game. And if you look ahead on Amari Cooper's schedule, it is gold. So also going to be one of my buy low guys on the week. If you can go get Amari Cooper, go get him now before it's too late because it's about to blow up. Number 15. I dropped him down here just because of Fields. I don't know. Fields' thumb is dislocated. We don't know the update yet. We don't know what's going on. I mean, DJ Moore coming off 2 big games, and then he goes down, and his schedule is outlandishly good. Like, it's unbelievable. But against the Vikings, they had 551 again. Fields is out, but now he gets the Raiders. I mean, this is another smash play. Then he gets the Chargers, another smash play. All the Detroit, Minnesota, Carolina, everything is a smash play for the Bears here. Another buy low candidate right now if you can, even though he had 2 big games. But this week, I'm going to drop DJ Moore down to 15. I don't even know who the backup quarterback is, but I was going to look into that. I think it's Nathan Peterman maybe or someone. It's going to be bad. And they even have a great matchup versus the Raiders at home too. But I don't think it's going to go well for DJ Moore. At number 16, Thursday night. Oh, I'm probably going to put him on Sidham, honestly. But it's super hard not to put him lower than 16 for Calvin Ridley. He had a rough game last week. He's kind of had a roller coaster ride this season. Big game, weak game, big game, weak game, big game. So he's going to draw Marcus Lattimore on Thursday night here, which is lights out tough. I mean, Lattimore is one of the best shadow chase around the field corners in the league. He's literally locked up everyone this year. So it's gonna and with T-Law, we don't know the injury. It looks like he's gonna play. Still maybe a little banged up, but I mean everyone's banged up in the NFL by week 7. But I'm gonna leave him at 16. But it is a sketchy 16 for Calvin Ridley. Number 17, an amazing matchup. Marquise Brown has been nothing but consistent besides last week. He still saw massive targets though. And you got to also think that, Josh Dobbs is his quarterback. But so just think about this. The over 6 weeks we played right now, the Arizona Cardinals, he has 54 targets. Okay. He also only has 3 touchdowns, but his yards and the receptions, it's too much volume not to play him. And now you get Seattle second worst versus the pass. This is an absolute smash Marquise Brown game. Like if you don't have him in your lineup, you're out of your mind. It's a definite start. I could have put him above Ridley. It's just Josh Dobbs. You don't know what Dobbs you're going to get. I mean, and there's a little Kyler Murray speculation coming. So if you could buy low on Marquise Brown right now and Kyler Murray comes back and something happens like that, you get a great, great asset. Because Kyler Murray's coming up on 10 months on that injury. And 10 months is like the max that any player has ever had. So it's getting close. And then Marquise Brown's value will shoot to the roof. At number 18, it is going to be see what Christian Watson gets the Denver Broncos. So his hamstring, hampered him for the beginning of the season, right? Came back for his first game, limited snaps. Still got the touchdown in a limited snap game. Second game back, this guy saw 4 passes over 40-plus yards in the air. If you are not trying to buy Christian Watson right now, you are out of your mind. This guy is about to explode onto the scene, coming out the bye week even healthier. Gets the Denver Broncos. I don't care if it's Pats or 10. The Broncos are so bad. Give me all the Christian Watson I can get this week. DFS, everything. He's about to blow up. Number 19. 14 targets last week. Michael Pittman, I was blown away. He had a slow first half, and then him and Gardner Minshew just started clicking. He had 17.5 fantasy points. He absolutely balled out. This team is going to be playing from behind most of the time. I know Anthony Richardson's out for the season, but I think, like in the video I said for waiver wire, because I had Gardner Minshew on the waiver wire, I think Gardner Minshew makes the wide receivers better for this team. I really do. So you can't really buy low on Michael Pittman. He's had too many big games. But if there's a way to stack a trade for him or something, especially with their schedule ahead, I would really like to trade for Michael Pittman right now a ton. It's going to cost a pretty penny though, but he was an absolute steal in the draft, that's for sure. Heading down to number 20, Gary Terry McLaurin. It looks like the turf toe. He finally looked a little more springy and explosive last week for the first time that I've watched him play. He's been getting off the brakes slow. You could say it's due to injury. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I just know people with turf toe, it's always a tough road for the whole year. He's starting to look a little better. I mean, he's putting together back-to-back 2 or 10-point games now. And him and Sam Howell are finding a little rhythm here. And if you get the New York Giants, like the Buffalo Bills just did, it should be a smash play. The Bills just played weird. Terry McLaurin saw 11 targets last week, man. 11. So that's amazing to look at. And you want anybody over 10 all the time. So give me Terry McLaurin at 20. I just wish he'd string together a couple consistent games. I missaid that. He's gone 10 points, under 10, or 18 points. Sorry, let's go like this. 14 points, under 10 points with 7. 18 points when he recovered the fumble in the end zone. So then back to 7 points, then 11 points. So it's just a roller coaster ride of odd, even. I need to see him put together 2 to 3. So until then, I'm going to keep him down at 20, but he is one of my, he's a super talented player, and him and Howell are clicking. At 21, Puka Nacua. So Stafford made the most ridiculous throw last week, and Puka just did not want to make the highlight reel. Matt Stafford is off his back foot, 2 people in his face, heaves it across his body, full left side back of the end zone. Puka Nacua goes for the catch like this, hits him in the hands just like this, and drops it. And then Stafford really didn't look at him after that. Then it became the Cooper Kupp show. So he had 7 targets in the game. Going into that drop catch, Puka had 5 targets. So that was his 6th catch, and there's nothing else. Or he didn't catch it, but that was the 6th target. So I mean, it always is going to be Cooper Kupp. That's his BFF, literally. But Puka's still valuable enough to play at wide receiver 2 for me, or as a flex play for me, or if you have buys, or there's tons of buys this week, so if that's something that's there too. But they get Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a stingy D. I'm still going to say that they're both playable, but I'm starting to get worried about Puka because Cooper is just coming full send onto the scene here. At 22, coming off a monster game, the bye week was there. Kenny Pickett off his injury too, so he's going to be healthier. And this is the first time since week 1, I guess, since the injury happened to Deontay Johnson early in the game. Then Deontay Johnson's supposed to be back this week. So this is the first time you're going to get all the Steelers. Hopefully Pat Freiermuth is back too, healthy. And if they just give the show to Jalen Warren, it'd be so much better. But I mean, this could be a decent play here. It's also against the Rams. The Rams just shut down the Raiders. I mean, they played a good defensive game. The Raiders aren't, amazing. I think Steelers offense probably a little better than the Raiders, maybe about even. I think it'll be a tough sledding game though. That's why I put Puka down here as well. But I still like Pickens at 22. 23 is gonna be Drake London. So Drake London is on the wrong football team. If you have watched this guy play at all, I mean, he's disgusting. He jump ball, go get him, route runner. He's just on the Cardinal, or he's just on the Falcons, man. That's all it is. 18 points last week, 12 targets, 9 for 125. He is exploding. It looks like Desmond Ritter's starting to pass the ball a little more. But, man, just put Heineke in there, please. Put Heineke in there and look at London's schedule coming ahead here. Tampa, Tennessee, Minnesota, Arizona. Then he gets the Saints. That's tough. Jets, then Tampa, then Carolina, Indy, Chicago. I mean, insane schedule for a wide receiver. Just get him the ball. It's like that running back talk I gave about. You can't be having a superstar wide receiver out there like week 1, 1 target. Week 3, 6 targets. Week 4, 7 targets. This guy needs to see double-digit targets every week, all the time. He's too good not to. But until I see a little change, I still love his matchup a lot this week. It's definitely startable. I like Drake London at 23 this week. At 24, Mike Evans. So I have Evans low. And the reason for Mike Evans being low is because we don't know the Baker Mayfield update yet. So Baker Mayfield coming off injury. Evans saw 10 targets till last week. Nothing special. I said bench Mike Evans last week. That was a hit. Now he gets Atlanta. He's going to get A.J. Terrell and no Baker. I mean, this is a rough Mike Evans outing here unless he catches like a bomb over the top and finds the end zone. Besides that, it's going to be really tough. And Okuda's on the other side. So even if they move Mike Evans at all, these are 2 lockdown corners that have been locking down receivers all year. You want to stay away from the Atlanta secondary. If you don't know that by now, you need to start paying attention to more fantasy football videos or something because Atlanta's D is nasty. And that's going to end it off with the same thing. Chris Godwin. I'm not going to put – actually, it's double. I'm going to put Lockett there too. We can throw Lockett and Debo here all together as a trio. If, Debo plays. If Debo plays, he's probably higher than 25. But I think the Niners will be more cautious with him, honestly, in my opinion. But you never know. So you have Godwin again on A.J. Terrell or Okuda on the other side, just like Mike Evans. He could line up in the slot, but that's still going to be rough either way. And then you're going to get Tyler Lockett versus Arizona. He could be a nice play, but it's just, I don't know if they're all run in Seattle or not. Like Geno Smith is not nearly the quarterback he was last year in fantasy points. DK Metcalf is nowhere close to anything he was drafted for. I mean, Tyler Lockett has really done nothing this year. I think he had 1 big game. I mean, let me pull up his stats right here just to see him so I don't get it wrong. Yeah, 1 big game. 2 points, 6 points, 7 points, 20 points, 12 points. Not a great showing for Tyler Lockett. Only 1 game with 10 targets. Hasn't cracked 100 yards on the season. Not a Tyler Lockett season. Not a DK Metcalf season. Not a Jay season. It's a Kenneth Walker season, man. So the Seattle receiving core, I hope it changes by the end of the season. This is really weird to watch this just pound the run game fest. But if that's how they want to play it, I guess that's how they want to play it. But Tyler Lockett's tough for me to start even in a great matchup because they're just not passing the ball enough. So that is it. Remember, guys, the bye weeks. Keep those Bengals duels out. CeeDee Lamb, Wilson, D-Hop, all the Texans. Get them out of your lineups. And the waiver wire is not really going to have a lot of receivers. It was running back hurt heavy, so it's going to be tough at wide receiver. And my buy low guys right now are Marquise Brown, Christian Watson, and Drake London. So that's it for my wide receiver tiers video, guys. If you guys like the content, as always, scroll down below, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, help me out. If you have any questions, comments, anything, drop them in there. I'll try to answer them as fast as I can. And I'll get to my tight end and defense kicker videos here in a minute. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.